First Baptist Church of Chesterfield was established in 1846 by slaves, when owner Maria Long allowed for her slaves to hold their own worship service. Now, in 175 years, they've moved from a small brown log cabin to this grand facility here on Chesterfield Airport Road that's become a staple in the Chesterfield community. The team has expressed disappointment in their slow start to the season. Now, it's not very surprising considering they hadn't played an organized football game in over 600 days. Players and coaches alike are committed to not being complacent. They don't want to quit and they don't want to let down the fans. A disagreement with the current quarantine standards laid out by the St. Charles County Public Health Department has led the St. Charles County Parents Association to take legal action.
Our children in St. Charles County have been excessively quarantined by our county health department. There were 30,000 quarantines issued to St. Charles County students last school year in 2020 and 2021. And only 1.28% of those children quarantined actually tested positive for COVID.
President of the Parents Association, Lindy Williford, has said that the parents have tried to address their concerns with the public health department.
The first time we went, we asked, can you please, stop doing this? The second time we begged, can you please stop doing this? The third time we demanded, can you please stop quarantining our kids or else we will have to take further action. And they never stopped. So we filed a lawsuit like we said we were going to do.
St. Charles County parent and physician, Dr. Janine Sparks, tells us what some of the current standards are.
Originally, the CDC, their recommendations were just a 14-day quarantine. They have come out and said in certain circumstances we can do a 10-day quarantine, or we could even do a 7-day quarantine with a negative test after day 5. The St. Charles Health Department did adopt that.
We reached out to the St. Charles County Public Health Department, but they declined to comment, citing the fact that they hadn't yet officially received the lawsuit. Well, we've seen debates like this spark all over the country over COVID-19 regulations in schools. Public health departments, school boards, and parents alike are all trying to do what they believe is best for their children.
I think we could maybe be a little bit more diligent about trying to figure out the situation maybe a little bit better. If some kid across the room in a class is never interacting with the other kid, I don't think that other kid needs to be quarantined. So I think.
With LUTV News, I'm Christopher Rogers. A major part of the college experience is getting involved with good organizations. And students may find that here in the Spelman Center.
The Black Student Union is a safe place, a safe organization for all students, of course, right? All students at Lindenwood to become an inclusive environment, somewhere where they feel where they're invited, they're welcome, they're not going to be judged, but more so Black students here at Lindenwood, right? The name says it all, the Black Student Union.
Black Student Union members don't so much treat their weekly interactions as meetings, but more so as social gatherings.
I think of us more as a family. Our meetings, the way we structure them, we want to keep it nice and fun for everybody that comes back.
The atmosphere in the meetings is pretty chill vibe. Everybody's on one accord. No criticism or anything. Everybody's sharing opinions.
The Black Student Union typically meets here in room 4105 of the Spelman Center. They invite people of all walks of life to come and join them as they broach some difficult subtopics and some interesting subtopics to ultimately help us get to the understanding of what it means to be a Black student, not only on Lindenwood's campus, but also in life.
A lot of campuses, especially at PWIs, you start to realize that there's a lot of segregation that happens between a student body. And I don't want to see that here at Lindenwood. So my goal is to keep that from happening here at Lindenwood. That's my overall goal, to really unify just not Black people, but all people.
And to go along with that unification, the organization finds itself getting involved with other on-campus activities.
My favorite moment, like I said, the lip sync competition, the rehearsals, it was pretty funny. I was able to meet some new people, real cool people. Got to know a little bit about some people.
WTV News, I'm Christopher Rogers. The Kansas City Chiefs have shaken some of the rust off from their early season struggles. After defeating the Broncos 22-9 on Sunday night, they're on a 5-game winning streak. The Chiefs' offense has been a bit underwhelming as they've struggled to generate the firepower that we're used to seeing from years before. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes threw for 184 yards and ran for a touchdown. This is only the second time in his career that he's thrown for under 200 yards. But the story of this win streak is the Chiefs' defense. Since Week 6, the Chiefs have allowed the fewest points scored in the NFL. We'll see if they can keep this streak alive in the coming weeks. In other Missouri sports news, the Mizzou Tigers made it to a bowl game. The Tigers will face off against the Army Black Knights in the Armed Forces Bowl on December 22nd in Fort Worth, Texas. Mizzou has a 6-6 record this year and are 3-5 in SEC play. Army is 8-3 this year. This scheduling does conflict with the famous bragging rights basketball game between Mizzou and the Illinois Fighting Illini in St. Louis. Despite protests from team officials, they were unable to secure a better scheduled game due to their lackluster record. I'll tell you what isn't lackluster though. On Friday, Luther and St. Charles won their first state championship against Lamar High School. The final score was 33-27 as the Cougars won it all on Mizzou's Farrett Field. Stanford commit Arlen Harris Jr. gave the Cougars the lead with 10 seconds to go on a 2-yard run. Earlier in the game, he also scored on a 52-yard fumble recovery. Luther and St. Charles is the second St. Louis area high school to win a state championship this year after CBC's win. All of Eureka is rejoicing as one of their own is finding major success in the college football world. Michigan Wolverines running back Hassan Haskins is having a career year so far. Haskins has rushed for nearly 1,300 yards this season and set the single-season rushing touchdown record for Michigan at 20. On Friday, Eureka briefly closed Central Avenue to celebrate the star running back as family and friends showed their support to Haskins. They even posted signs showing how fans can vote for Haskins in the Heisman race. As an Ohio State fan, it pains me to talk positively about the team up north, but Haskins has earned every bit of respect he gets. That's it for sports. For LUTV News, I'm Christopher Rogers.